Okay, we are recording, so we are going to get rolling tonight. Welcome everybody to our core nutrition talk. As you can see the slides here, it's our Love Your Life Healthy Nutrition Talk from Shaklee. These are slides that the company has made for us that I think are really, really nice. And I've only shared this one other time, so I'm excited to kind of share if this is new to you. And we are recording this again, so if you think of people that might want to listen to this afterwards, I'm glad to get you the recording. Okay, so we're going to start off just kind of talking about basic nutrition stuff. Some of this might be repeat for you or stuff that you know, and some of it might be just a good refresher or maybe stuff you haven't heard yet. But 90% of Americans, 9 out of 10 Americans fall short on essential nutrition in their diets. And I think a lot of this stems from the fact that we live in a fast food, fast-paced world. And it's really easy to grab and go. And our food source just isn't what it used to be. It's very processed. A lot of genetically modified foods are out there. And we are busy people. We're overextended. So it's easy to go through the drive-through or have something in our freezer that we can, kind of throw in the oven for a few minutes. And it's maybe not the healthiest choice. So we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. When people eat a diet based on highly refined foods, they tend to consume too many calories and too little nutrition. So we're bringing in more calories than maybe we used to, and we're not maybe exercising, so we have more sedentary jobs, we're in our car more, we're at our computer more, we're on our phone more, whatever it happens to be. And with these high-calorie foods, they are lacking nutritional value, like which you can see here on the screen. So there's some studies out there that show that people with healthy dietary patterns that include whole grains, fruits, vegetables, rich in vitamins, minerals, fiber, they have a lower risk of developing chronic disease conditions. And more is coming out that a lot of the big players in the chronic disease conditions, a lot of that can be preventable with diet, with exercise, and things like that. So building a healthier lifestyle is really important. Focusing on variety of foods, the amounts, so, portion control. I like to start with a smaller plate, just psychologically, it just feels more full rather than having a huge plate and filling it up. And also the nutrition. We really want to look at the nutritional content in foods, choosing foods and beverages with less saturated fat, sodium, added sugars, and there's a lot of hidden stuff on labels. And artificial sweeteners and sugars are actually, there's been a lot of evidence scientifically are actually worse for us than real sugar in moderation. So looking at like diet drinks and things that have aspartame and things like that, that actually can add on fat and also other health issues that people are dealing with. And starting with small changes can really help us to build healthier eating styles. And, that mindset, it kind of starts to shift over time, which I found with myself. So, what is a healthy meal? What does that look like? And I like this plate. I think it's beautiful. And if people are not used to eating healthy, this might be like, whoa, that looks really intimidating. I don't even know how to fix that. But there's Google, and there's Google recipes and things like that. I like a website called All Recipes, and there's a lot of really great recipes there that are pretty simple, pretty easy to put together, and with some healthy ingredients. So you can start with half a cup to 1 cup of whole grains. Quinoa is one of my favorites, and there are some really wonderful recipes out there with quinoa. It's like one of those superfoods. It's packed with a lot of good nutrition, fiber. There's just so much in that, omegas. Brown rice rather than the white rice, whole grain and gluten-free pastas. There's, some really nice options out there at the supermarkets and such. And then also choosing 4 to 6 ounces of protein. Lean protein is really important, and how it's cooked or how it's made is really important. So free-range chicken, wild-caught salmon, tofu, grass-fed beef, beans and legumes, and having a 4 to 6 ounces. So really watching portion control if you're looking to control weight. Unlimited veggies. That's, one that I know people who have done something like Weight Watchers say veggies are unlimited points. So they load up on that, and that's great. Raw veggies are great, maybe with some hummus and things like that, maybe a little fresh salsa that you can make yourself or get from the deli. And raw veggies, my children actually prefer raw veggies over cooked vegetables, like the mushy ones. So we do a lot of raw veggies as I'm cutting foods up, and they're like, I'm hungry. And it's 5 o'clock and I'm getting dinner ready, and they're, oh, I'm hungry. So I'm like, here, have some raw peppers, or have some, raw mushrooms, or have some, I'll cut up an apple, or I'll have a plate of raw food, kind of carrots or whatever. And they love it. They come like little birds, and I feed them raw vegetables, and they think it's just so fun, and they're hungry, and then they're filling up on their veggies before we even eat dinner, which I am totally fine with. So, lots of color, adding lots of greens, reds, oranges, filling half of your plate at least with this. And then picking a healthy fat. I know a lot of times people say, oh, I want the fat-free dressing, or I'm not going to do a dressing, or, something really fat-free. And actually, they're finding that, the full-on fat dressings in moderation. So as you can see here, 1 to 2 tablespoons of an olive oil-based dressing is better than those fat-free, because a lot of times they fill those kind of foods with a lot of questionable things that our body doesn't know what to do with. A quarter of an avocado, it's one of my favorite healthy fats, maybe a little bit of shredded cheese if you're doing dairy. And what the healthy fat does, it actually helps to emulsify fat-soluble vitamins in the body, which are really, really important. So it's important to have a little bit of that on your salad or in your dinner. Okay. So small changes add up over time. You hear about people January 1st, I'm all in for losing that weight or whatever and joining a gym. And then after, January 2nd or January 15th, it's like, everybody kind of loses their steam because we go so full on. But if you start, kind of like riding a bike, you kind of get the pedals going. It's not full on full speed, right? Or even driving a car, you kind of ease into that cruising speed on the freeway. You have to kind of ease into it and kind of let your mind catch up, I think. So making small changes over time, adding your favorite healthy foods, trying to focus on clean eating, cooking more at home and experimenting with healthy ingredients, and incorporating physical activity into your day. I have dogs, so every day I'm out there walking them, but I also like to do other things, yoga, just walking though, adding a little bit of that into your day, 20 minutes, 15 minutes a day, maybe getting a buddy to walk with, can really make a huge change in your overall health. So what is clean eating? I know there's a lot of small writing on this. I'm not going to go through everything on here, but basically it focuses on whole, unprocessed foods that you can help to optimize your overall health. Clean eating can be adapted to fit any dietary preference or requirement, whether you're vegan or vegetarian or paleo or gluten-free or dairy-free or none of the above, but all the above. You can do this. So basically lots of whole grains, fruits, vegetables, healthy carbs, healthy protein. You can see here Greek yogurt is a favorite of mine. We don't do a ton of dairy in our family for different reasons, but I really do like a good Greek yogurt. A lot of yogurts, you got to read those labels. They throw a lot of junk in, so you got to watch that. You can see here choosing whole grain natural foods, eliminating processed foods. That's a big one. Choosing whole grains, brown rice, quinoa, etc. Filling half your plate with the vegetables. We talked about that. Try to steam, bake, or grill, or eat raw foods if you can, and avoid, again, the processed sugars, the refined foods. If you're just eliminating that, or if you're a soda drinker, just cutting that out or replacing one soda for a glass of water until you kind of get down to 1 soda a day or 0 sodas a day, maybe once a week if you really like it. I find that, I grew up on soda. My mom, that was just what we did in the 80s. Everybody had soda in their lunch, and I just had soda, and it was fine. Like, I didn't think about it. But now I drink a lot of water, and I prefer that because the soda fills me up, and it actually there's been some evidence that it can leach calcium from bones. So you really want to watch that. And again, if you're going to have a soda once in a while, choose a full-on soda versus the diet, because there's a lot of, again, really questionable things in diet sodas that actually our body doesn't know what to do with, and actually can have reverse effects with blood sugar and with weight. Okay, so adding fruits and vegetables, and I'm just going to go in. Let's see. Okay. Let me go back here. Adding fruits and vegetables. This is really important. We've been talking a lot about this, and substituting fruits for sugary treats. I have a friend that just posted on Facebook the other day. She's like, when I'm having a little craving for ice cream, I have frozen blueberries or frozen berries in my freezer, and I have those. And I thought, well, that's really smart. And sometimes I'll take some Greek yogurt, like a plain Greek yogurt, or maybe a honey Greek yogurt doesn't have all the extra ingredients, and I'll add some frozen fruit to that. That's delicious. And that fills that kind of craving for the sweet frozen treat. So fruits and vegetables contain many of the nutrients, antioxidants, really important, that we need to combat aging and chronic diseases. Eat at least 7 servings per day. Try to include as much color as you can. The darker fruits and vegetables, like the purples and the oranges and the green, or not oranges, but the purples and reds and things like that with those dark pigments tend to have more antioxidant in them. If you can, do organic, otherwise get a really good organic, something to clean it. Of course, Shaklee has our Basic H, which I love to clean fruits and vegetables with. Picking things in season is going to be cheaper, or growing them yourself, going to your local farmer's market. And vegetables, if you have an area to grow a little garden, do that. This is the time of year we can do that. And be sure to get your calcium, because calcium starts, or bone loss starts at an early age, as early as age 20. So men and women ages 18 to 50 need 1,000 milligrams of calcium per day. Women over 50 need 1,200 milligrams, and men over the age of 70 need 1,200 milligrams. And, tonight we are going to talk about some smart supplementation piece. I don't have a slide, or maybe I do. Again, this is a new presentation, but we do have some calcium options that I really, really like that Shaklee has. One that you chew, that's called CalMag, and one that you swallow. And what I like about them is they're shown to absorb. So they really are going to be helping with your calcium and magnesium intake, which is really important. It actually helps with sleep at night. If you have trouble sleeping, that's a good one to take around bedtime or with dinner. Okay, include protein, good protein every day. This actually will help you to feel full. If you're a person that maybe just has, a bagel for breakfast or cereal, and an hour later you're hungry, that's why. You need a good quality protein in your every meal. And so try to aim for a plant-based protein, such as beans, lentils, legumes, soy, that it's non-GMO is what you want, tofu, and for there's also lean protein options like fish, skinless poultry, lean red meats, eggs, nuts in moderation. Nuts are really great if you have a little salty craving. I do the salt-free nuts or the low sodium nuts. And just, you want a little savory. That's a really nice option, almonds and such. Again, the healthy fats help to emulsify the fat-soluble vitamins in our foods and in our supplements. So when cooking, using primarily monosaturated fat, such as olive oil, I like the extra virgin variety, limiting saturated and trans fats. Most people's diets lack omega-3 fatty acids, which are like our fish oils and things like that. Really important. You also get that from flax. And that's really important for heart health, for eye health, for brain health. And to get these important fats, you want plant options for the ALA that include flaxseed oil, avocado, chia seeds, walnuts, sacha inchi oil, things like that. And for the EPA and DHA, that's, eating fish, you have to watch your fish source. That's the tricky part these days, because our fish is swimming in junky waters and pumped with hormones and such 2 to 3 times a week. Or you can supplement with a good fish oil. And Shaklee has a wonderful option called Omega Guard that's just really clean. So a few simple ways to help you to eat healthier, getting rid of high sugar, high calorie, high fat culprits that stand between you and a healthier diet. You can see here all these different options, all the sugary stuff, the white starchy things, sugary sodas and stuff, because a lot of calories come from our drinks that people don't really always pay attention to. So you can substitute a sugary cereal for a high fiber, low sugar cereal, packaged potato chips for raw almonds, white bread for 100% whole grain, white flour for whole wheat flour, blended vegetable oil for olive oil, sugary snacks for fruits, apples, bananas, berries. Those are higher sugar fruits, but that's the natural sugar, so I think that's great. Processed foods like jar of salsa for maybe some fresh homemade salsa or something from your deli, just to give you a few examples. All right, so I want to get into the supplementation piece. And many of you know that I'm a Shaklee kid. I grew up with Shaklee, but I left it behind when I went away to college. And it wasn't until my second child, well, actually my first child, when he was a baby, I was looking for some safer cleaning products. And I rediscovered through conversations with other moms, Shaklee cleaning products, which we love. If you're not familiar, and you're looking for a safe, non-toxic cleaning product that's cheaper than anything else you can use, including vinegar, we have some really wonderful options that are very, very good. And from that, my scientist husband, David, started to look into the science just out of curiosity. And that's where he stumbled on the quality, the publications, the science, the integrity, the patents, all of the stuff that makes Shaklee Shaklee. David started to look into that, and this is his area of expertise. So he was like, holy cow, we should be using these products. So he started before I did. After my second son was born prematurely, I thought, okay, I need to get on a good vitamin And so this is what I started on. This is our Vitalizer. And, making healthy food choices every single day is hard, but filling in with a good quality multiple vitamin can really help to fill in those nutritional gaps that we're not getting from our food. And so this is what my nurse friend, who has been with Shaklee since 1969, her name is Joyce Hoffman, recommended to me. And it also makes a wonderful prenatal, but there's different variations on this. It's called Vitalizer. We have a version for women, for men, and for people over the age of 50. And we have that as part of our Healthy Foundation supplement. So we have a few different Healthy Foundations if you're looking to fill in those gaps and not only make some changes with your diet and your lifestyle, but also add in a good multi. It's really evident, more and more of the science is evident that people need this for optimal health. And so you can see here we have a few different options. We have a few different multi-options with our Life Strip, our Vitalizer, which was pictured on the previous slide. Or if you just want a basic multivitamin that definitely will not break the bank, it's comparable in price to anything you're going to find at any store. Our basic Vital E is just a really great multivitamin. And then the energizing shakes that we have that are plant-based, non-GMO protein. We have some options there where you're getting your vitamins and minerals here and your protein here and really filling in a lot of those gaps. And then we have something that is called Vivix, which is great for repairing and protecting our DNA at the cellular level. So we'll talk a little bit about each of these briefly. So nutritional needs happen at different stages of life, from children, babies, and all the way up through older adults. So every stage of life, we have different nutritional needs, and our needs are changing as we change as people. So you can see here we have a wonderful children's vitamin called Incredivites that I love because it's very clean for my kids. They like it. It has lactoferrin in it, which is the immune booster found in breast milk. And it also has a natural sweetener called xylitol, which is shown to prevent tooth decay. So it keeps your kids' teeth very healthy as well. This is for children basically ages 1 to 12. And then we have our again, basic Vital E, which is for people that really are on a budget and want just a basic multi, or maybe teenagers. This is a great one for them to take as well. And then we have our different strips of vitamins, which we'll talk a little bit about here. The Vitalizer that I showed you on that first slide, this came out of a study that was done at UC Berkeley about 10 years ago. And basically they were looking if supplements work and if brands matter. Because what I've learned from my husband and all of his expertise and from doing this for now 8 years is that supplements are not created equal. All of us could get together on this Zoom and say, okay, let's make a fish oil, or let's make a vitamin D, and we can go and purchase that from another company that manufactures and sells to all the big store names that don't manufacture their own, and we could put our label on it, and let's come up with a really creative label and label it and sell it. And we would really, it doesn't really have to be what's in the bottle on the label, etc. With Shaklee, we manufacture our own, and the quality is really, really there. So you really want to make sure that you're taking something that's shown to absorb, that's shown to work, and Shaklee's does that. And I always say, if you're taking a multi or anything like that, drop it in a glass of water, maybe with a little vinegar, and it should break down within 30 minutes or less. If it doesn't, then most likely it's going right through your body. And that's one of the biggest issues at waste management plants, is the amount of the volume of undissolved vitamins, some of which you can still read the label on, the little, how they kind of etch their brand in there. So it's something to be aware of. Also look at your biotin, which is a really expensive B vitamin, very important B vitamin, and most companies skimp on it or don't even put it in there. So you want to see 100% biotin if you're looking and comparing with something you might be taking, or maybe that you used to take. So they wanted to know, do supplements work and do brands matter? And with this study, this huge study, they compared long-term users of Shaklee vitamins, 20 years they were using Shaklee or more, versus people who took XYZ multivitamin from wherever, versus people who took no vitamins at all. And across the board, the Shaklee group had lower levels of cholesterol, triglycerides, homocysteine, and C-reactive protein. And basically all the American Heart Association biomarkers for heart health were better. And science is really important. So if you're, comparing with other companies or other brands, you want to call them up and say, what science do you have backing up your product? And you really want to look at that. Shaklee has over 135 studies. Most of them are in top peer-reviewed journals and publications, really walking that talk, backing what we share with people. The Life Plan is kind of the Mercedes of what we have. This is the best, most comprehensive nutritional system in the world. We have that Vivix supplement, which slows aging at the cellular level. It has the Omega Guard Extra Omegas, those DHA, EPA, fish oil, basically clean, 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 which is really important. Great for eye health, for brain health, for heart health. It's got that basic multivitamin in there, Vital E. B and C complex, really important. This is helpful for energy, for stress, for immune health. And then this, as well as the next that I'm going to talk about, has our smart delivery, which means that it's guaranteed to get where it needs to be in the body for optimal benefit before it breaks down. So that's really important as well. And you're not going to find that anywhere but Shaklee. So our vitalizing plan is one that I share a lot of. I love this plan. I typically take this myself, and this is this or the Life Plan, I kind of alternate with those two. I love them both. And the vitalizing plan is, as you can see, advanced nutrition customized for you. This has the omega-3s, again, that fish oil, really important, but it also has carotenoids in it, which is your fruits and vegetables, antioxidants, vitamin E for circulation, that basic multivitamin, the B and C, again, for energy, for de-stressing, for immune health, and also it has an extra probiotic, which is great for immune health, but also gut health and many other things. A lot of things stem from our gut. If we're dealing with any kind of health issue, a lot of times it can stem back to our gut flora being a little bit off, which happens with medications and foods and toxins we're exposed to over our lifetime. And again, this has that patented smart delivery, so it's going to get where it needs to be in the body before it breaks down for optimal benefit. Just a really good option. Dr. Shaklee, who made our company and incorporated our company in 1956, he was a scientist, and he said that it's very, very important. Even back then, he was saying that we want vitamins, minerals, protein. That's the foundation for overall health, and then we build from there. And so that's really important. And any of these plans that I'm going through right now, they're giving you that. It just kind of has to be what is the right plan for you, which we can help you with. I want to talk a little bit about the shakes. If we were in person, I'd be passing out shake samples for you to try. I just love our protein shake. This is something that I started again after my son was born prematurely and helped me to lose the weight, helped me to get my health in order and rebuild. This is a very clean option. Dr. Shaklee actually made the first multivitamin in 1915 and the first protein powder in 1960. So if you're taking currently or have ever taken a multi or a protein powder, then you can thank Dr. Shaklee because he laid that first foundation. He was really an innovator. But our shakes are not comparable to others on the market because it's very, very clean. A lot of shakes and supplements add a lot of binders and fillers and artificial stuff, and you're not going to find that with Shaklee. So this shake, our Life Shake, I love. I have it every single day. It helps with energy. It has 16 grams of Shaklee-powered, ultra-pure, proprietary non-GMO protein. It helps with healthy weight because it's powered by leucine, which is shown clinically to retain lean muscle mass but burn fat. And it helps with healthy digestion. It has some pre and probiotics in it, things like that. And as you can see on the right-hand side, it's non-GMO, gluten-free, lactose-free, kosher, low glycemic, so it's not going to spike your blood sugar and kind of keep it level. And there's nothing artificial with sweeteners, preservatives, flavors, and many on the market have a lot of that stuff. And you really want to read labels again and know what's behind it, know the science. If you want something that has absolutely no sugar, you can also bake with this guy here. It's called Plain and Simple. I love it. I add this. I make a natural soy milk out of this. I add it to my shakes. I love it for many different things. Very versatile. It's vegan. Nothing added as far as sugar or sweeteners, and it's unflavored, so you can customize. You can add fruits and berries and things like that to add your own flavor to it, or again, replace flour in recipes. It's really, really a wonderful option. It's great to sneak things like that into recipes as well if you have young children or picky eaters in your life. And this is another one that I love to sneak in. This is our new Organic Greens Booster that just launched, probably about a month or 6 weeks ago, not very long, and I love it. I add it to my shakes, I add it to scrambled eggs, I add it to sauces, I add it to soups, I've added it to muffins, all sorts of things, and a lot of times you really can't even tell it's there. So this really is wonderful. Every little scoop, it's really tiny, gives you a full serving of organic kale, spinach, and broccoli. So this is really great if you are not one to buy a lot of, greens, or they spoil in your fridge before you can use them, or you're traveling, or you have picky eaters in your life. This is really great to have on hand. And I just really, really, really like this product a lot for many reasons. And now we can keep our cells vital and strong with our Vivix, which I mentioned a little bit earlier. This is made from the muscadine, and it slows aging at the cellular level. A quick little story or study about, I got to watch my time because I get chatty. I'm already getting close to 8:30, so I'm going to start zooming through these a little bit, but I just want to tell you this. This is really a great supplement for inflammation. There was a study done a few years back where they took two groups of college kids, and they fed both of them a high-calorie Burger King breakfast, 1,200 calories. Beforehand, one of the groups was given Vivix, and then after, they took blood samples and looked for inflammation in the body. And what they found was that the group that had the Vivix showed absolutely no traces of that high-calorie Burger King breakfast, no inflammation, whereas the other group showed exactly what you would expect, high inflammation in the body. So it's a really, really great supplement for many things at the cellular level and aging and things like that. And it comes in our Life Strip. Okay, and you can buy it separately. All right, so this is exactly what I was just talking about. This helps, that Vivix supplement I was just talking about helps to, fight off the formation of free radicals, which is really important, keeping our body disease-free, helping to prevent that if it can. So it has 13 times more powerful than resveratrol alone, which is that ingredient in red wine that you might have heard that's good for heart health and things like that. It also has been shown to slow the key aging mechanism in our body. So it's really important for that as well. And another scientific difference with this, Shaklee difference with this, is that it's scientifically advanced. Like I said, it's from the muscadine grape, and basically they use high concentrations of that. And if you're familiar with muscadines, if you live in the South, you are. It's the seeds and the skin of the muscadine that really have those really good properties, and they pair it with polyphenols and such. It's just a really good supplement that comes in a liquid form that you would take a teaspoon and taste really good, or a gel cap. And there was another study that I'll just tell you really quickly. If you're familiar with telomeres, which are the end caps of our DNA, what this product has shown, and they're projecting out, that Shaklee users have longer or the same amount of telomere length as a 41-year-old person. So an 80-year-old person using Shaklee versus a 40-year-old person not using Shaklee. And what that can project out is longevity and overall health and lifespan. Okay, so it's just a really good product. All right, so everything with Shaklee, if you want to fill in the gaps with nutrition and try some of these things, has a 100% money back guarantee. No questions asked. I really love that from a distributor standpoint, because the company's always there to help. It doesn't happen often, but if there is an issue with a product, the company will take care of that. Now, I have a few more slides I'm just going to buzz through. This is something that is added on to this talk, so I wanted to include it. It talks a little bit about other aspects of Shaklee that may or may not be for you, but it might be for somebody that you know. So I want to just kind of buzz through this. And this goes a little bit into the business side of things. So this is my family. David and our wonderful little boys who are 7 and 9. And I've already shared a little bit about my story as to why we started on the products. But I was a music therapist before. I still am, actually. But a board certified music therapist. That's what I went to school for, which I love because it's a helping profession, but it took me out of the home. I had a business. I had a private practice that I loved. And when my children came into the picture, I really wanted to stay home with them. And the music therapy practice took me out of the home. And I didn't want to figure out childcare. I didn't want to miss out on things. So I found that the Shaklee business gives me that same fulfillment of serving, of helping people with health needs and health issues, and even building their own business if they choose to do that. It's extremely rewarding and something that I can do and fill in the pockets of my day. And now we're on summer break, and I can do this at night, or I can meet with people when my kids are at camp. And it's very, very versatile, and also helps me to, take some of the pressure off my husband, who's a professor, but also the breadwinner in our family, to help, pay down student loan debt and things like that. So I can contribute that way, but I really, more importantly, feel like I'm contributing to a bigger, movement of helping people with health and educating. And it's really, Shaklee's just a wonderful company to partner with in that. This is a friend of mine, Harper. She lives in Chicago, and her wonderful family. She's been building this business for a while. They're actually at the top ranks of Shaklee. And she does this without, as you can see here, the income from our Shaklee business has given us the gift of living an integrated life of faith, family, and business. We're able to do that for what we feel called to do, not what we have to do. And the business allows us to improve lives without compromising our values and priorities. And Tiffany and Neri Vin are a mother-daughter team. Tiffany's actually a Harvard student right now. She's been building this while she's in school, which is amazing to me. And they get to work together and help people to reach goals. And it's just really, it's a unique business like that where you can work with. I work with my mom's on our team as well. I work with her. We work with, family, friends, whoever is, interested in that. We can talk to them about that opportunity. And it's just a really unique business in that sense. So the opportunity with Shaklee, the business side, is very flexible. You basically fit it into where you want to work and when. It's very simple. It's a simple model, which I would go over with anybody that wants to know that. It's social, just, sharing and conversations, and it's mobile. I love having my smartphone because anywhere I'm at, I can, work if I need to or want to. And then there's some of us that are coaching a team, and you can see how the different leadership ranks bring different variety of incomes. The average starts on our director rank of $10,000 a year, all the way up to $614,000 and everywhere in between. I heard in Forbes magazine a couple of years ago, I read in Forbes magazine a couple of years ago that 63% of Americans could not cover a $500 emergency if something were to come up. And $500 really isn't much. A refrigerator breaks, somebody has to, go to the ER for, cut their finger or something, or, there's so many things that can happen. And that's, most people are living paycheck to paycheck in our country. And with the average annual or monthly income of a director being $800 a month, that can make a big difference. So maybe that's not for you, maybe it is, but perhaps you know somebody who might be looking for something like this to do on the side. And I'd be glad to talk with them in more depth. In fact, tomorrow night, we're doing an earnings and benefits chat right here, same place, same time, going over in more depth on this. So if you're interested in that, or somebody who might be, please join us just to learn the information. We'd be glad to welcome you on that chat. So how do you see yourself fitting in? We have some really great specials I'm excited to share with you guys tonight. If you're interested in the distributor side of things, we do have right now, it just started yesterday, a distributor or a free membership. Basically, the join fees are waived right now, and I'm going to explain a little bit of what that means. If you decide to become a distributor in Shaklee now through June 30th, 2018, you will get this kit here, which is $49.95. You will get that for free with any purchase. And what I really love to couple this with is one of our success packs. We have about 8 or 9 success packs that have different products in them. You can get a bonus right away, a cash bonus from the company right away from the volume of just buying that for yourself. You would still get that $50 kit waived, and this opens up all of the different bonus potential. So if you're interested in that, I like to highlight this one tonight since we're talking about core nutrition, and this has, a lot of the products, the Vivix, the Vitalizer, the protein, something for memory and focus, something for immune health in this kit. It's like our best sellers pack, and I really, really love it. So that would be a really nice deal. And for you guys, through June, this is the special that I have going for our team, that anything like any of these packs, these success packs, you'd also get free shipping. But stay tuned. I have a special for you guys who are live tonight as well. So hang on for a few more minutes with me. If you're not already a member in Shaklee, which basically means it's basically you're in a preferred customer club, if you will, where you're always getting at least 15% off of your products forever. There's no annual fees. There's no monthly requirements. It's just 15% off. You have a few options. Normally, it's $19.95 to join, although with any product purchase, Shaklee is waiving that again through June 30th, 2018. But what I really love is this guy here. If you choose to order $150 in products, they will waive the membership fee. You're also going to get free shipping, and we also have a little health survey you can take, and by taking that, you can get a free product. And the range of those products is anywhere from $10 to about $35 in free product. So that's a really nice thing. If you're a current member and have never done that, talk to us, because you also can take advantage of that free product option as well. Okay. So there's some nice options and some nice freebies with that as well. So the last slide that I have is, love your life with Shaklee. You can see pictures of different people in our organization really enjoying. This is just a company that's been around for over 60 years. The products, the integrity, the science, there's so much that makes Shaklee different and unique. And I really appreciate you guys spending a little bit of time with us tonight to learn about core nutrition, about diet, things that we can help our overall health with, and then filling in the gaps with different nutritional things that we have with Shaklee, with vitamins, minerals, protein, and perhaps if you're interested in the business, we have that as well for people that are open to that. There's something for everyone, basically. So where you want to be is totally up to you. And I invite you to talk to the person that invited you to watch this video or be on tonight with us, and to learn more and to get started with wherever you want to do that with. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording. Actually, I'm going to stop the share, and then I'm going to stop the recording.